with a certain orientation, and it is such a clear, it's such a clear position of evolution that it's impossible for you to misunderstand the events in the light of the study of evolution of life, and to consider them to have happened accidentally. So this is the point which is most important. When I study evolution, I am quite certain any sane man who studies evolution will rule out the game of chance or accidents. It is designed evolution. It is well organized evolution. And these jumpings which have been mentioned have not happened for the first time. They have been playing a very important role in the evolution of species. And mutation also is a type of jumping. And that these jumps have never been made in the wrong direction. They have always followed a set design and a set direction. So there is no danger for mankind whatsoever from these so-called accidents. As far as the prevention is concerned, you begin to lead a chaste life and you will be saved. No problem. Only you have to abandon this present promiscuous social or unsocial behaviors.
Hazur, in this connection, if you allow me a minute more.
No, I will allow you more after they have...
Same question, Hazur.
We'll continue forever.
No.
Thank you.
No, just a minute only.
Please, okay, all right.
Hazur, in this connection, when this article, the writer starts, the same thing which Hazur has said, he has started with that.
What is that?
During and moving, the friendly pet that rubs against your leg appears to be 100% cat, but scientists have discovered that in its genes, your pet is also a bit rat and a little bit baboon. Within its lifeline DNA, the genetic chemicals that spell out the blueprint of cat, researchers have found sequences of foreign genes, DNA, that somehow jumped in from rats and baboons. He starts that.
That's right, yes. And rats or baboons are both very important in this connection, because man's behavior, when it becomes depraved, has been described by the Holy Quran in a manner of speaking as the behavior of baboons or apes. That is why the Holy Quran, addressing a depraved society during the earlier period of during the latter period of Judaism, addressing these depraved people, tells them to revert to the earlier stage and become apes. Kunu kiradatan khasayin. Now, some Muslim scholars, many of course, have completely misunderstood the message, and they think that the Holy Quran means that you become literally that you literally become apes, and as such they quote a concocted history, period of history, which has no foundation whatsoever. And they say there was a time that in one city, God told these Jews that you become apes, and they all became apes. But the angels cordoned off that town until all of them died as apes, and the news did not leak out. See how the chapter of the history remained, unnoticed by the historians. Many similar stories are written in the commentaries of some earlier Muslim scholars, because in that age they could not understand the true meaning of these verses. But now, for us, the time is advanced and we can see in a clearer vista what might have happened. So this mention of baboon reminds me that this beastly behavior of man, who in seeking more pleasure from sex actually begins to behave like animals, and in all his behavior he becomes a monkey, except for being physically turning into a monkey. In his behavior and his pattern of his pleasure seeking, he actually imitates monkeys. So that is the reason why the Holy Quran said, revert to the monkeys. That is to say, you, instead of stepping forward and evolving further, you are retarding back to the earlier stage of life. This cat, aid-carrying cat, has both the characteristics of a baboon in its genes as well as that of mice.
Yes.
And this fits perfectly well with the modern age behavior. That such a thing should cat aids. That's what I mean, you know. Thank you. Yes, please.
This is not a question.
Yes, please.
As a backbencher, I have to make a request, sir, that those who are sitting behind the questioner, when he keeps on standing, we are unable to see you, sir.
Understand, please. Thank you. After the question has been asked, the questioner may kindly sit and wait here, of course, but he should not obstruct the passage of those who are behind him.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a controversial question for you.
Yes, please.
Recently I had the pleasure of attending 2 Aqiqah ceremonies, and at which, following the tradition of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, 2 lambs were slaughtered because it was a boy. If it had been a girl, it would have been 1 lamb. A non-Muslim friend of mine said to me, well, surely this discriminates against girls, and in spite of all your teachings about equality,
yes,
you have the fact that you seem to value boys more than girls. What sort of an answer would you give to a question like that?
Yes, of course, the teachings of the Quran and the instructions we received from Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam perfectly tally, and they have a deeper meaning which should be understood. The fact is that this instruction of Ahmad is related to the law of inheritance as well. So in the Islamic law of inheritance, a boy is given 2 shares as against his sister girl, who inherits 1 share. If there is a boy and a girl in the family, the boy will inherit 2 parts and the girl will inherit only 1 part. Why? The reason is obvious. Those who understand the Islamic system, they know that the economic burden is laid on man's shoulders and not on her.